Throughout the 60s, the individual Stones made no secret of their desire to work outside the often rigid structure of the group. Mick and Keith, of course, already had an outlet for their excess energies, composing a string of songs for artists such as Gene Pitney, who scored a sizable hit with Jagger Richards' That Girl Belongs to Yesterday. The pair were also equally active as producer-arrangers, lending their talents to a variety of Andrew Oldham off-the-wall projects. Anybody buying the single To Know Him Is to Love Him by Cleo and the Andrew Loog Oldham Orchestra in 1964 might well have been surprised to hear Jagger on lead vocals. Similarly, the album's Today's Pop Symphony by the obscure Aranaby Orchestra boasted the musical direction of Keith Richards. As time passed, the Glimmer Twins' creative workload increased. Oldham's immediate records, in fact, made constant use of Mick and Keith, with the two writing and producing records by Chris Farlowe, Twice as Much, and Charles Dickens. They also continued working closely with Marianne Faithfull. 3 years before the Stones issued their own version of the nightmarish Sister Morphine on Sticky Fingers, Keith contributed a chilling guitar solo to Marianne's own cover. Faithfull's first ever single, As Tears Go By, was likewise penned by the ambitious duo. As with That Girl Belongs to Yesterday, the tune was recorded and released sometime before the Stones themselves dared even try for the charts with their own version. Back in May of 1964, the New Musical Express reported that Brian Jones was composing with Oldham, and one of their works was about to be recorded by Jet Harris. 3 weeks later, the paper claimed Brian himself was going to be making a record on his own. Neither project panned out, but towards the end of his life, Jones did finally stir himself into activity. In 1967, German director Volker Schellandorf asked him to write a score for the movie A Degree of Murder. With ace guitarist Jimmy Page and pianist Nicky Hopkins helping out, Brian wrote and arranged the score, embracing everything from country and western to raga. He played harmonica, autoharp, sitar, dulcimer, and organ, with the only vocals on the soundtrack provided by Peter Gosling. Jones, however, was immensely insecure about his work and indeed his position within the group. He often claimed to be writing songs, but never actually played them to the rest of the group. "I just can't," he would say, "because they'll never record them, so I won't play any for them." Even the movie soundtrack, though it was Germany's entry at Cannes, worried him, especially after it was rejected by the most unlikely audience imaginable. Visiting Gibraltar with Jagger, Faithfull, Richards, and Pallenberg, he turned on the tape recorder, says Marianne, and the monkeys, with a collective shriek, ran away, tearing off into the distance. Brian took it as a terrible rejection. He screamed at the monkeys, trying to get them to come back, and when they wouldn't, he began to revile them in terrible language. I tried to comfort him, but there was no stopping his outburst. Jones' only solo work of note is ironically one in which he had no active musical involvement. In 1965, Brian took a holiday in Morocco with girlfriend Linda Lawrence. While there, and again on subsequent visits, Jones heard some of the traditional tribal music of the area.